So let's check out what the last thing we said. Let's put everything in dialogue view. So it was a difficult day. My brothers and I had to choose a military strategy. We'll add a new screen. So now we're going to do multiple buttons. So we can add a bunch of buttons. We can take away a bunch of buttons. But we only need 3 for this screen. So we could say, we'll change this to military strategies, and one of them would be defend, attack, and flee. So they're going to be our 3 options at this point. So what we'll say is we'll set up the first one. We'll do the defensive outcome first. So defend, if they click on the defend button, we're going to move to screen number 6. We'll leave these 2 on 0 for now, so we can come back and add those after we're done here. So with 6, we're going to have all actor layers and background layers fade out at this point. And then we're going to move to screen number 6. So if we just do screen number 6 right now, so we've got 1 to test out, we can select no portrait and we'll remove the title completely, and we can say we chose to defend, and we can go to actions again, and we'll bring in a new background as well. So we'll choose, we didn't set up those backgrounds just yet, so we'll go into the library and quickly add those. So we'll choose, make this one called endings. We'll create 3 new ones. We'll call one of them defend. We'll call one of them flee, and one of them is called attack. So those are our endings. So here we go back and we'll choose defend. Right. So let's see what we've got so far. Make sure this is set to the last dialogue. Right. Press play. We'll quickly skip through this. So we've got the characters fade in. We had to choose a military strategy. It looks like I forgot to, well, we had to choose a military strategy. This should be, next screen is screen 5. So let's quickly skip through this. Next. So here we have our 3 strategies. So we can choose defend, attack, and flee. Right now we only have defend. So if we say defend, we chose defend. And something else it looks like I forgot to do is I actually set the display mode to hide here. This should have been fade in. So if we click on play, in fact what we'll do is we'll set up a soundtrack too. So over in the audio box, you can say fade in and play, and we can say, let's go with the machines. We can actually choose between an audio clip or to load from a file path. File path is better for memory usage, but for now we'll use the audio clip just to make it easy. And we're going to set this to loop. and it will fade in over 2 seconds. That seems fine. And we're doing this over the music channel. So if we click on, actually also, so we have this music coming in right at the start, and what we'll do is at the point where we have to make the decision, which is this screen right here, the military strategies, we'll go back to music and we'll have it fade out over 2 seconds, just to give it some intensity. Okay, so let's check out what we've got so far. You can hear the music in the background. I think the music actually makes it feel way cooler. So you can see now the music has faded out. We have our 3 military strategies. We'll go with defend. We chose to defend. And we can go back to the choices here. And so if we chose to defend was, we'll kind of call it a day at that point. So let's change next button to 1 button so we can rename it, and we'll change it to replay, and then this will navigate back to screen number 2, because you don't want to bring it right in the beginning where the character has to put in his name again. The player has to put in his name, so we'll go back to screen number 2 and it will just kind of reset from there. So we can copy this kind of style, add a new screen. The second, so that was 7. So attack was the second choice, so we can say add new, whoops, remove that component. We can say we chose to attack, and do the same thing here. Change next to 1 button, and replay. Navigates back to screen number 2, which is right in the beginning over here. And we're gonna have a new background come in this time. So we're gonna choose attack, fade in, and if we try this out, let's see how we go. You've got the cool transitions going on here. Let's try attack. We chose to attack. Replay. So it goes back to the beginning. That's pretty cool. The music doesn't actually play when we go back there, so maybe what we should do on these screens is have the audio come back again. So we'll fade in and play the machines, and do the same thing for this one. Loop them both. Go back to dialogues. So we've got, we chose to defend, we chose to attack, and number 8. And let's set this up there to move to number 8. So if we click on defend, we go to screen 6. If we click on attack, go to screen 7. If we click on flee, we go to screen number 8, which is we chose to flee. change this into one button so we can rename it. Okay, replay. Navigates back to screen number 2, and we should also play the music again, which is the machines. Loop it. And that's cool. Hopefully we should have something working at the moment. So we'll click play and let's see what happens. So my name today is Mike. So we're going to roll through. Got the 2 guys come in. So we're going to try to flee this time. Although I've just remembered we forgot to put the background in for flee. So we'll click on scenes, flee, fade in. Okay, now we should be good. I think it's good that I'm not cutting out the mistakes, because I think this will help you guys to see where you've gone wrong as you build these kind of projects for yourself. So again, we're going to be called Mike and click enter. So let's roll through it. I'll just skip the dialogue. Next, got the guys come in. We have our choice. We click flee. The music has come back. And then it's reset again. In the tech demo, I actually expanded it by having more screens so that we could have, you know, a different soundtrack and more kind of dramatic pauses and stuff. But obviously, for the sake of the demo, keeping it a bit shorter, you know, just kind of showing you guys what you can do with it. But you know, you've seen we have a lot of power and a lot of new features here. We have the tokens, we have the data entry, we have multiple choice dialogues. You really can build up really cool cutscenes very, very easily. And you know, we've built in animations and stuff. And obviously this took a little bit longer than it normally would because I was explaining everything I did. But you could easily build, you know, something like this in 20 minutes, maybe less. And if you're working with 2D stuff, it's way quicker. Obviously, you don't have to use the background and actor layers if you don't want to. You can use it purely for the dialogues themselves, and then using the game object actions, which I explained briefly in the first video. You can use these to basically create or instantiate game objects as these screens are getting played. So you have control over sequencing and a lot of cool stuff such as activating objects, destroying objects. So you could actually kind of, as an example of how you could use this in a 3D game, you could have the dialogues come up and then use the create objects actions to create a camera in the game that will kind of pan around and kind of look at the different characters. So for example, if you built a game object that had a camera on it that faced a certain character, so every time you would have that character talking, you could basically create that game object, and while the dialogue is playing, the camera would then look at that character who supposedly is talking. It's really, really quite simple to do stuff like that. But this system has loads of flexibility. But we're using the default skin today. I showed a little bit on how you could modify the skins in the first video. The tech demo shows a modified skin too, so check that out. That's the kind of more built up advanced version of what we did today, minus the tokens. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to throw them my way. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this gives you guys some cool ideas on what you could do in your own projects. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys making some really cool stuff with this plugin.